Chris in here on 2 accounts.
Hello, I'm in here.
Oh, Chris, please give everybody a rundown. He's got an idea for a comic called, what's it called?
Skunk. Scum Dogs.
Dog.
You got a little echo going. You sound like you're
Cool.
Maybe
Nitro
burning funny cars at Raceway Park.
Park. Bigfoot.
That's fun, man.
Everybody, we're gonna 30 seconds of Chris. What do you think? Give us the rundown. 30 seconds. Go.
It's going to be a parody about of a bunch of cartoons from the 80s. I'm taking elements from them, like Skeletor, Shredder, and Serpentor. Serpentor will be parts of them will be used to make Death Mug. I used different sources like Bebop and Rocksteady to make Murder Mouth and Sloppy, but I also used elements of the Baroness and the twins for Miss Breasty Melons. And I just thought of the idea of what would happen if you took Ozzy Osbourne and made him a doctor, or a scientist. What they do?
Sign me up, Chris. Sign me up. I can't wait for this to come out. And this is going to be called what? Chesty Melons?
Scum Dogs.
Scum Dogs.
I got the idea because Gar likes to call their fans scum dogs.
Like Scumdog Millionaire, which was a film by, do you know who wrote that film? He also did 28 Days Later. Anyone?
Not really, but I have watched that movie, Slumdog. But the comic will be called Scum Dogs. I got it from Guar. They like to call their fans scum dogs.
Yes,
They're the guys that throw the meat at the crowd, right?
Yeah, dress in Halloween costumes while they play.
Yep.
Correct.
I know. They're great.
Are you a Guar fan?
Yeah, pretty much. See, I based partially on Guar as well. So Guar is basically, their personas are basically aliens that come to Earth and decide to be a rock band. So I decided, what if I made a bunch of idiots with superhuman abilities that all they try to be, they're evil, but they're cartoonishly evil, and all they basically do is cause a lot of destruction and mayhem. I think about creatures from the Cthulhu mythos, or only that they're all idiots.
Chris, if you had cancer, would you take a cure that was comprised 50% of my ball sweat and 50% of Art's ball flakes?
Dust.
Yeah, sure. I want to live no matter what.
Okay, that's a great answer. Me too.
What if you had to receive it through teabagging?
Whatever.
It depends. I knocked myself out with a ball peen hammer.
You have to be.
But what if?
I don't think you need to. I think somebody would do it for you.
What if you have to stay?
You have to be awake for the cure. It's the only way it works.
Right. And what if
I would do it? No, I'm going to live no matter what.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And to live, the follow-up teabagging has to be by Doug Tenable.
No.
Yes.
No. That's it.
As long as I can live out of this.
I would rather take the teabagging from me and Art than have Doug be my dentist for 5 seconds.
Could you imagine those fingers going into your mouth?
Ew.
That's worse than the teabagging.
Ew.
No, Chris. So it's called Scumdog, which is not like Slumdog from the Danny Boyle as the. I
thought of calling it Slum Dogs, but I see. I was trying to think that because when Guar calls their fans Scum Dogs, it reminded me of the movie Slum Dogs. I thought about this over and over again because Slum Dogs might be more commercial, but Scum Dogs sounds a lot more original.
Yeah, no,
because people constantly say you called it Slum Dogs from that movie.
No, plus you could tap into the 45 Guar fans out there, and you're going to get sales from that just right from there.
I know,
definitely,
but most likely, because the name they'll probably associate with that movie anyway, because it sounds like Slum Dog.
So you'll get the Danny Boyle fans, you'll get the Guar fans. It's an instant hit.
I know. I might also. The next. I see how I envision this is I'm going to do a 5-issue miniseries. I have it planned out in my head. I already have most of the first issue done with the pencils. I only have.
You draw everything?
Yeah.
Can you put up anything on your computer right now that we can see?
Let me go to my Twitter. Let's see. You go home. I have a couple of pages on it. Some of them are colored, but they're not colored very well because I just started using them. If you
African American,
What are you using to color?
I'm using Clip Studio Paint Pro. See, what I do is I took a picture and then I took a picture of my pencil art. Then I would ink it on the thing. I'm using different ways. See, I use some other pictures. Let me find them. My tweets. Let's see there. If you go to my tweets, you could see pictures of it. So some of these are black and white. These are some of the later pictures I've done. I took these pictures. I took my artwork to the library and used their scanner so it could scan them in. The pencil lines are a lot better on the ones but the other ones that are colored, I would take pictures of them with my camera phone and then put them up on my computer, and then I would ink and color them. Now the cover I think looks good. It has scumdogs and big letters. If you look at under,
it's confusing.
You see any of my art?
I thought only crazy people went to the library.
Chris, do you live
in the library today? So therefore, I'm crazy.
Yeah, Chris, do you live by Mike, and were you ever a cop?
Well, I live in Missouri, so I doubt it. Wherever Mike lives, I probably don't live anywhere near him.
That's what I'd say too.
Who's the biggest serial killer in Missouri? Was that BTK?
I thought he did that in L.A. and stuff like that.
No. That was the Richard.
That was Kansas, wasn't it?
Was it Kansas BTK?
I think so.
Okay.
Oh, wow! I didn't really know that. All I really know about him is basically he's won for his whole life. See, BTK killer. My brother said that he's basically won. He only came out so he could be famous because he was already an old man. So he decided to turn himself into the cops so people would know who he was. So he would be infamous. So, because even if they put him in prison for 10 years, he's only got 10 years of life left. I know for his whole life they put him and give him life imprisonment, or they give him a lethal injection.
He has 10 consecutive life sentences.
I know. And it doesn't matter because he turned himself in when he was an old man so he could be famous. That's what my little brother said, and I have to agree with him about that. The only reason he came out was just so people would know who he is. And he's probably going to be remembered for the rest of eternity as one of the most horrible people to ever live, but he wins. Because because the cops, mainly my brother says this because I have to agree with this one part too. The cops were like arrogant, saying that they were on his trail their whole life, but they only caught him because he turned himself in. So I had to agree with my brother on this and stuff. I'm only saying this so if anyone finds this offensive.
What's his name out in what's the clown guy's name? Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy killed a number of people while a police car was sitting in the front of his house. He still would invite them in and kill them right while there was a car in front.
That was crazy. That was crazy. That still scares me. That
one of them happened to jump through the plate glass window of the front window of the living room while handcuffed in order to get the cops.
I know. That's the thing about this. Sometimes we need definitely reforms for stuff like this. Reforms.
They ought to make it illegal as far as I'm concerned.
It just might be illegal.
We need more.
I have some. While he's trying to pull up those images that will of Slumdog Millionaire, we will. I'm going to read a few super chats. One Kiko for $5. Thank you very much. By the way, Cecil, 1,000 Japanese men throw sushi up in your face, or every time you use the bathroom, Chris Williams' voice pitches a comic. Which one do I choose? I'm going to take the
pitch my comic.
I'm gonna take you pitching a comic. I'm not into the 1,000 Japanese men throwing up sushi into my face. But thank you for the question. That was a great question. It needed to be answered. D. Scott Risenson. Since Chris showed up, I have a serious question. One quick serious question. Cecil, if you had the choice to buy Scumdog Millionaire or Cure Cancer, which stream would you invite me on? I guess the Cure for Cancer one I would invite you on. You seem to have the D I'm figuring is a doctor, Scott Risen. I'll invite you on any stream you want. I'll invite you right now. Send me a thing in Twitter. You can come on. Okay. Shit. Now I lost my place.
Yeah.
Chris, can you put up any of your drawings so we can see? I'm more interested.
Maybe if you buy the fucking book, yes. Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
If you just have any picture of Chesty.
Hey, let me bring this up a bit more.
Just you could point your phone at it. What's show us Chesty Titsy.
Chesty Big Breasty.
Chesty Titsy.
I like this guy.
That sounds like a drink like you'd get at a bar. Like Chesty Titsy.
It's
I like the lettering. It reminds me of the old school X-Men, Uncanny X-Men lettering.
Yeah, back up a little bit, Chris.
Back up. Pull your phone back.
Is that good enough?
Now lower your phone. Lower your phone, Chris.
That's it. There we go. That's the angle right there.
Oh, yeah.
Now on your computer, go to Titsy.
The cover of the kind of
Go to Titsy.
The blue guy is Murder Mouth. The pink guy is Sloppy, and this is Death Mug.
And you drew this yourself?
Yep.
That looks good.
The background's supposed to be cartoony.
And the foreground?
It's not supposed to be cartoony.
Little purple guys, I call them snores. They're parodies of the Smurfs.
Move your phone to the left.
All right.
There we go. Perfect. Who's the guy with the pink legs and the mushy head?
These guys or that guy?
And name them all. Let's just go through them.
These two guys back here are just a bunch of supporting characters that I'm just using right now. I wanted to make a bunch of monsters, but this is Sloppy, this is Death Mug, and this guy here in the top hat is Murder Mouth.
I like the name Murder Mouth. Now I'm of the chat really wants to see Chesty Magoo.
I haven't got any pictures of her up yet, or of
bring her up.
They will appear in the next issue when I have them.
Next issue, that was one page you showed us. We want to see more.
Here's some of the black and white art I'm doing. I want to show you this because I'm really proud of this art. You see it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. There's the book.
I feel like we're watching the director's cut of Saw.
Yeah, now Art can get a taste of what we have to deal with whenever he's on his camera.
Oh my gosh!
Feel your pain.
I wish I could show you guys. I wish I could get you guys the. If there was some way to get these pictures to you in the other way. These are just pictures.
It's called the internet.
Yeah, you could actually send those to me on Twitter.
It's called magic.
I'm just glad when you said I wish I could show you guys it wasn't the darkness inside of you.
I'm glad there wasn't a dead body in the room.
Hey, so guys, have you been looking at my pictures?
Yeah, we're waiting for Chesty. What's her name?
Yeah, where's Tits?
They said I don't have the pictures up yet. I will have them up soon.
Listen, you lead with the story. You know what I mean?
Her ready to be uploaded to the internet yet, but I do have lots of other art of the characters of for the first issue.
Christopher, I've got some really good marketing plans for you. If you have a character named Murder Mouth and Tits McGee, you lead with Tits McGee.
Tits first.
I know that.
Yeah,
I figured I would be using the first issue to set things up for her reveal in the second issue.
I got.
There might not
is
be a
really-
second issue if you don't lead with tits.
You lead with your tits.
You
Yeah,
lead
I
with tits.
know. Yeah,
Can,
My
Really
field
should.
hockey coach told me that.
can you unleash
Well,
Douglas?
Well, panel pinup
Douglas?
of her in the picture as well.
Can everybody see what he's got up? Am I?
I
No.
It looks good.
Closer. How's this?
I mean, it's no Art Thibert, but
That's for sure.
it's I'm interested in the whole story. But what about what is the main character that we're looking for? Chesty something. What is her name?
She's not in it. He hasn't drawn her yet. She's in issue 2.
What's her name though?
Chesty McChest.
Rusty Melons.
Oh yeah.
Chesty Melons. Yeah, that's really should be the name of the comic, and you should erase all of the other characters.
I know, but it is a parody comic, and I need something to parody. Though,
parody,
like, you know,
parody rags and call it tits.
So wait, Chesty Melons isn't enough of a parody?
No, that was too serious.
well, she
I know.
to be a parody of the Baroness and the twins from G.I. Joe. She's a rich millionaire. Well, she's a rich billionaire who decides to buy an evil organization, but she can't run it herself because she would go to jail. So she hires Death Mug and Murder Mouth and Sloppy to run it. And this is where, because she hires them because they're destructive idiots, and she can use them as a way to.
Excuse me 1 minute, Christopher. Bagel Goose for $2. Check your DM, Cecil. Stephen Miller. I said Chris was a poser. This guy is calling you a poser, Steve Miller.
Wow.
Who from the Steve Miller band, Take the Money and Run, Big Jet Atlanta. This guy is calling you out. He recently was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Please contact him there. $5 from Chaos Risen, or D. Scott Chaos Risen, $5. Hey, Chris, this goes out to you, Chris, creator of Chesty Melons. Is there a character named Dusty Crotch? Oh, wait.
No, but the enemy of Death Mug is going to be known as Buick Starpoon.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought the stupid name.
Dusty Crotch may be too close, and it may infringe on Art's nickname, which is Dusty Balls, I believe.
Yes, and I've already trademarked that, so
Yeah.
you guys better back off my balls.
Yeah, I believe Sandy Bottoms is available. JR for $2 says, we want Bagel Goose. Bagel Goose has the open invite. I sent it to him. I can't join off the Twitter invite. Why can't he join off of that?
I think Bagel Goose is EVS's son. He's chicken.
No, let me I'm gonna go back. Wait, he's trying to get on.
You try to email him.
Add more people. Copy. I'm going to Twitter now. Messages, Bagel Goose. I'm sending it again. Everybody else got on the exact same way. Just click the link.
Yeah.
Finally, I can hear the voice of my he's like, what is that clan that
Is that Donald Trump with a gun on a background?
sponsored the Michelangelo, the Medicis? He's like my Medici.
Hey, Chris, is that Donald Trump holding a gun?
Am I saying that name right? Was that the
I don't
the
think.
main.
I think
He's
you're
your
close.
single white male.
who are the patrons? Was not the patron of Michelangelo and Da Vinci the Medicis?
I'm not sure.
Bagel Goose is the modern day Medicis. He's taking all the most talented artists and producers, me, Nurkish, maybe Nasser. Is he coming on? This is like a groundbreaking moment in ComicsGate.
Historical.
Oh wow.
Talking to me. Well, I don't really. I'm listening to you, but I'm holding my phone here, and so I'm trying to make sure you guys can see my art. But if you're talking about you guys being,
I can see that.
Your art is giving me vertigo, dude.
Who's the character there? there's a African American guy and
That's
a
Donald Trump.
Well, no, that's just one of the sports officials there. See, what happens here is Death Mug in his human form just woke up on the grass. He's about to be he's stunned. He's being talked to if he's ready to race. And because he's one of those athletes who's arrogant, stuff like that, they'll even race when they're hurt. He says, yeah, he's ready. Now, I want to ask you guys, I'm a little bit sketchy on my art here and stuff, only because I figured I can do a lot better, and I might just have to redo all of this. But how does the coloring look, huh?
I'm going to forward you Jon Malin's home phone number, and he will go over.
Oh,
Sorry
Mike.
about that noise.
I believe he will step by step walk you through it. But everything from my standpoint, it looks like aces.
Yes.
Thank you. Even with these buildings back here, the more I look at
it,
it,
Central Park, like there's a big.
They're on a racing track field, or whether I'm going to say they're on a track field. See,
what city are
the
they?
first thing would be a parody of every cartoon that's done races. The one thing I've noticed is they never really do any foot races. So I'd say what a fun way to start this comic would be if you used a tractor and turned him into a monster. Sort of what would happen was a bunch of track runners for the first issue and parody runners. See, what happens at the end of this is that
Can we talk about Cecil's balls?
Who's the guy in the yellow jacket?
he's a
Because
race official.
he looks
He's
like he's
asking
packing.
if Akachi Jojo, Death Mug's human form, is ready to race.
Akachi
What happens
Jojo?
Yeah, I named him that. I found Death Mug's real name is Akachi Jojo. What happens is that he's a native Kenyan, and see, he decided he's renowned as a great
Chris,
runner.
I just realized something. That super chat you sent Ethan, I don't get anything of that. So on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to say thank you very much for coming on and selling this.
Thank you.
I don't want to
Thank
give
you very
too much away,
for having
but
you on.
if you come to my Twitter, I'm following you, so you can DM me. You're welcome anytime, but I'm going to end it here just because it's dominating, and I honestly feel like you're giving too much of the book away, and I don't want you to do that. I love it. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate you showing
Have
up.
a great day, Cecil. I love your channel. You do great stuff, man.
I love you too.
See you later.
Bye.
Thanks, Chris.
Later, Chris.
That was great. But I feel like he was giving away the plot. It's like when they make a trailer and it's too long, and then you know how the movie ends.
Yeah, you want to tease it out a bit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was great. And I think that's what was it called again?